know which country has the most babies born daily in the world? Man has about 1 birth per day. Greenland has about 2 births per day. Seychelles has about 4 births per day. Grenada has 5 births per day. 6 births per day in Tonga. 7 births per day in Guam. 8 births per day in Barbados. Kiribati 9 births per day. Iceland 12 births per day. Bahamas 12 births per day. 13 births per day in Malta. 16 births per day in Brunei. Luxembourg 18 births per day. Montenegro 18 births per day. Maldives 18 births per day. Belize 19 births per day. 26 births per day in Bhutan. Suriname 30 births per day. Estonia 35 births per day. Mauritius 36 births per day. Guyana 43 births per day. Latvia 43 births per day. Bahrain 45 births per day. Tito 46 births per day. Fiji 48 births per day. Slovenia 50 births per day. Kosovo 50 births per day. 54 births per day in Vermaketen. Qatar 65 births per day. Comoros 66 births per day. Djibouti 67 births per day. Lithuania 70 births per day. Puerto Rico 71 births per day. 71 births per day in Bosnia and Herzegovina. Swaziland 77 births per day. Albania 78 births per day. Armenia 86 births per day. Jamaica 88 births per day. Croatia 91 births per day. Uruguay 97 births per day. Kuwait 109 births per day. Hong Kong, China 113 births per day. Singapore 116 births per day. Finland 129 births per day. Georgia 130 births per day. Moldova 136 births per day. Equatorial Guinea 137 births per day. Norway 149 births per day. Bulgaria 152 births per day. Ireland 155 births per day. Lesotho 162 births per day. Costa Rica 164 births per day. Botswana 164 births per day. Slovakia 171 births per day. Gabon 174 births per day. New Zealand 175 births per day. Guinea-Bissau 177 births per day. Denmark 178 births per day. Serbia 178 births per day. Mongolia 184 births per day. Namibia 189 births per day. Lebanon 208 births per day. Greece 208 births per day. Panama 209 births per day. Portugal 217 births per day. Oman 217 births per day. Austria 230 births per day. Switzerland 235 births per day. Belarus 236 births per day. Gambia 245 births per day. 251 births per day. Cuba 271 births per day. El Salvador 273 births per day. Czech Republic 273 births per day. Hungary 287 births per day. Eritrea 291 births per day. Sweden 311 births per day. Libya 318 births per day. Belgium 320 births per day. Azerbaijan 330 births per day. Turkmenistan 357 births per day. Paraguay 376 births per day. 401 births per day in Palestine. 417 births per day in Kyrgyzstan. Mauritania 434 births per day. Laos 439 births per day. 457 births per day in Liberia. Israel 478 births per day. 499 births per day in the Democratic Republic of the Congo. Netherlands 499 births per day. Ukraine 505 births per day. Tunisia 515 births per day. Dominican Republic 549 births per day. Romania 586 births per day. Honduras 594 births per day. Chile 619 births per day. Jordan 666 births per day. Papua New Guinea 695 births per day. Tajikistan 702 births per day. Bolivia 723 births per day. Haiti 733 births per day. Togo 772 births per day. Korea 788 births per day. Sri Lanka 816 births per day. Ecuador 817 births per day. Australia 826 births per day. Cambodia 857 births per day. South Sudan 880 births per day. North Korea 927 births per day. Spain 964 births per day. Guatemala 1023 births per day. Canada 1040 births per day. Kazakhstan 1082 births per day. Italy 1112 births per day. 1122 births per day in Rwanda. 1160 births per day in Poland. Burundi 1213 births per day. 1246 births per day in Venezuela. 1296 births per day in Guinea. 1335 births per day in Benin. 1344 births per day in Syria. Zimbabwe 1352 births per day. 1389 births per day in Malaysia. Senegal 1541 births per day. Peru 1613 births per day. 1662 births per day in Saudi Arabia. Nepal 1680 births per day. 1709 births per day in Thailand. Argentina 1711 births per day. Morocco 1746 births per day. 1839 births per day day in France, 1,856 births per day in the UK, Malawi 1,860 births per day, 1,903 births per day in Zambia, Colombia 1,957 births per day, Uzbekistan 2,068 births per day, Germany 2,068 births per day, Somalia 2,122 births per day, 2,135 births per day in Chad, 2,194 births per day in Burkina Faso, Japan 2,229 births per day, Algeria 2,453 births per day, Ghana 2,492 births per day, Myanmar 2,493 births per day, Madagascar 2,515 births per day, Mali 2,609 births per day, Côte d'Ivoire 2,630 births per day, 2,651 births per day in Cameroon, Yemen 2,771 births per day, South Africa 3,125 births per day, 3,136 births per day in Iran, Mozambique 3,309 births per day, 3,326 births per day in Turkey, Iraq 3,331 births per day, 3,334 births per day in Niger, 3,768 births per day in Russia, 3,785 births per day in Angola, Vietnam 3,887 births per day, Afghanistan 3,998 births per day, Kenya 4,118 births per day, Sudan 4,291 births per day, Uganda 4,737 births per day, Mexico 5,088 births per day, Tanzania 6,533 births per day, Egypt 6,710 births per day, Philippines 6,850 births per day, Brazil ranked 10th with 7,396 births per day, Bangladesh ranked 9th with 8,185 births per day, United States ranked 8th with 10,261 births per day, Ethiopia ranked 7th with 10,862 births per day, the Democratic Republic of the Congo ranked 6th with 11,609 births per day, Indonesia 5th with 12,148 births per day, Pakistan was 4th with 17,738 births per day, Nigeria ranked 3rd with 22,216 births per day, China ranked 2nd with 29,205 births per day, India ranked 1st with 63,169 births per day.